Good evening, all.
What's up, fella?
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Skills and Drills.
Howdy, Coach.
How's it going? All right, we are now live on our stream on Facebook Live. We're on Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube Live. So let's, well, I'd say let's keep the language to PG-13, but I'll probably be the first one to violate that, so we'll do what we can. Alright, make sure you're getting good and warmed up like usual. We are going to have our 10-minute warm-up period, so if you're not super warmed up, that's okay. We'll have that. But we're going to be doing chasing today since we are on the Richmond Flats. Deirdre will not be joining us today as her bike is still in the shop.
What happened to her bike?
I think it was from the last time you crashed her. There's something wrong with her derailleur.
That I crashed her.
That you crashed her. Yes, that's the story I got.
Okay. I suppose it's true.
It's a version of the truth.
Well, it's a version. I slid in the sand and knocked her off her bike.
There you go. All right, welcome. Pete, Jamel, and Pat are all watching, have joined us. We got about 12 minutes, so it's time for you to go get your popcorn and your soda to watch the video. We've got a good group.
Stop creeping and get on your bikes.
Well, remember, most of those people I think are like Pacific Coast or something like that, so they're probably still working. All right, let me get the mobile link open. Alright, I believe we're good to go. Seems like all the tech is working out for me right now, so it will most likely crash right as we hit about the 32-minute mark or something like that. Alright, so today we're going to work on chasing. We've done it a few times. We're going to do a little bit different today than we've done in the past. Richmond Flats are perfect for this because it is a short loop and will allow us to go after each other and build on what we did last week. So if you remember last week, doing the building up of our tempo, that's how we're going to chase. Pete says he's driving to work, and he thinks that's a valid excuse as why he's not participating. I know we all.
I'll grant that, Pete.
He should be
He should be bike commuting, but that's okay.
Exactly. He should be bike commuting with his phone, opened up to Zwift app and connected to his power meter on his bike. So I'm just saying it's an option.
Watch the road, Pete.
Or just put whatever you're watching right in front of you, like a heads-up display. That's a good way to do it. I heard too. All right, let me get some typing out here. Pete said, "Point noted." The abuse starts.
I like that we have access to the world.
Yeah, you don't need to be on Discord to get some of the abuse. All right.
I'd be happy if this became the cross race of ODZ events. Just heckled.
Yeah, it's gonna be like I think that's a good way to put it. We are somewhat like the cross event for ODZ. Wednesday night's a little bit rowdy, probably not appropriate.
Seth wears a tutu most weeks.
Easy now.
It is Wednesday.
And that's only after I've gone full Brazilian.
Don't worry, you're not being streamed though, so it's okay for you to do whatever you want. There's no video of you.
Oh, thanks.
James, welcome. Is this your first time on Skills and Drills on Discord with us?
Yep, I don't know if I can hang, but I'll give it a shot.
Oh yeah, you should be able to hang. We do a lot of regrouping, so even if you get dropped off the back,
you'll be fine.
Chris is like, I hang, so everyone should be able to hang. Seriously.
That's right.
Nah, it's good. We are gonna do a little bit of harder tempo, but you'll be able to stay in the group and draft. And then from there, when we'll recover and all get back together.
Alrighty, appreciate it.
Yeah, so this isn't a race, just so you're tracking. We do race simulations as far as our skills and drills that we practice, but it is not a race. So hopefully no one flies out at 2.5, but if they do, we'll mock them and ignore them.
In which order? Mock or ignore first?
We mock first and then we ignore.
Right, just check.
Pete says that he hears more drills than skills right now. Pete is our Zwift fitness guru. He runs the Zwift fitness page on Facebook. If you haven't got a chance to check it out, I highly recommend it. He's teamed up with the Master J-Flow right now, working on a FTP build for people over the summer. He also worked with us with the What's on Zwift challenge. While that was on a different page, he still was a contributor and participant. I believe he loved all the workouts. And he's got a good thing going. He's really focused on trying to help the new folks into cycling. So I highly recommend, if you're new to this, new to Zwift, new to cycling, jump on over to his page. Alright, 7 more minutes. Let me put some stuff out on the chat so then I can just talk to you guys about what we're going to be doing. Small class right now, but hopefully that picks up. Usually does.
I'm sitting here pedaling. I wonder if I'm going to be able to hang tonight.
You can hang just fine. I haven't trashed your legs too much.
Do they know that? Wait till you see my write-up for the swim.
Oh no, how bad was it today?
Disheartening is the word that came to mind after the warm-up.
I figured that was going to happen because I had an amazing swim yesterday, so I knew something was going to go bad.
Well, and then I got halfway through it and lacerated my hand on a broken tile on the wall. So, blood in the water, I got out of the pool.
Hell, that's why you need to stop going to the homeless bath pool.
Yeah. Yeah, I damn near failed the warm-up.
Was today the 200 or the 180 repeats for you?
No, it was the 210 on 320.
Oh yeah, 210 on 320. Yeah, you didn't like that? What were you hitting?
My first 210 was 357. My second was 402.
That can't be right.
I don't know what was wrong, so I immediately went to the 90s. 90s were a little bit better. I was stroking those pretty hard, but and then by the time I got into that groove, I cut my hand open. I was going to try the 210s after, just to see if I could do one, but I don't know what was wrong today.
Thanks for sharing the video, Pete. Are you sure you weren't doing like 240s or something like that?
and a half laps is 2:10 at that full.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Oh,
Yeah, it just
man.
started.
I'm sorry.
It just started.
I'm sorry. That's my fault. I originally had you doing 180s, and then I switched to a 210, and I didn't change your time.
Oh, well, there it goes. I was wondering how I was able to actually figure out the 90s.
Yeah. 402. Yeah. So, poor Seth. I was basing your time off of my 200 meter time, and I was gonna do 180 yards at 320.
I feel better now.
All right, so remember, when we start off, folks, we're going to be doing our max of 1.5 at the front. That means max of 1.5 at the front. Doesn't mean you have to go 1.5 in the middle. In fact, in the middle, you should be doing 1.4, 1.3. Pete's laughing at you, Seth, by the way. He says you got punked.
Thanks, Pete.
But, you don't need to do all really hard in the middle or on the back, but I do want you to move around. I want you to practice being at the front. I want you to practice being at the back, and I want you practicing moving in between. That's very important, and you're going to see why later in the class. For those of you who were in the riding as a group class last week where we were lifting the tempo, it really mattered where you sat in the group for how hard you had to go. If you were at the front, you had to work. If you were at the back, in the middle, you could just sit in the draft. So, what we're going to be doing today is going to build on that. We are going to be doing something along the lines of sending someone up the road, and we're going to chase them down. But we're going to chase them rather than what we've done in the past is just set a tempo and go. We're going to elevate our tempo and go and chase them down that way. So we're going to mix a bit of chasing that we've done in the past with what we just learned last week. And the idea will be to pull that person back, and we will have the attacker holding a pace that's going to be about a 2.5 or so to chase them. Why are we going to do that? Well, normally we would always set the attacker out and let the attacker drop back to 1.5, and we could chase pretty easy. But now we're going to see that even at 2.5 to 2.5 as a group, we can chase a little faster. And then we're going to slightly elevate, and we'll see how fast we close the gap on that person. We haven't determined which Chris or Seth it's going to be yet. That's going to be our chasee. But we'll figure that out as we go.
1, 2, 3, not it.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Oldest trick in the book, Seth.
I ain't scared. Wait, who am I kidding? I'm petrified. Just want you to know, Chris, I've been practicing my elbow flick, so stand by.
I got mine ready.
Yes, but it is perfectly acceptable to veer all over the course, so don't worry about that. You won't get DQ'd for that.
There are no French referees in Richmond.
All right, 1 minute left, folks. 1 minute left till we go. Alright, so again, 1.5 as we get out. Remember, we will be chasing, so there will be periods of time where you're going up over 2.5 to 3, 3.5. And what I'm going to want from those who are not comfortable with going over 2.5 or 3 is just simply sit in the group. So you won't have to go much over 2.5 to 3. You'll be able to benefit from others doing the work for you. And that's really what we're trying to focus today. It's not about who can be strong and sit on the front, because if you're strong and sit on the front, that's not really all that hard. What you need to be able to do is be smart and sit in the group. And of course, my guy decided to drop power for a second there, so now I'm having to chase back on right away. Arrgh! Agby's coming with me, so. Alright, so we got an international field with us today. We have a Malaysian, Brazilians, Chilean, not sure what else yet. I can't see all the flags. Alright. So use me as a good point of reference in the peloton. I've got a big beacon over my head. Move forward and back around me. So what I really want you to focus on is, if you're at the front and you can ease off and slide to the back, just feel what that feels like. Try and get a sense for how much pressure you can take off the pedals and just move to the back. And then what does it take you to move back to the front? That's what we're really trying to see. Let's try and get away from the 2.5s at the front, folks. We can mostly settle back in. We got a few people who are slightly up the road. When I make my way to the front, we will commence mocking. Power-ups are authorized in skills and drills. So if you feel you need to use a power-up, go for it. Agby, you're way off the front. Valenzuela as well. Brown, you too. All right, good. So there's some good movement going around. I like to see that. We do have our breakaway that will be the first thing that we chase, so that'll be interesting. Carapreto, I need you to stay on. Doing a lot of seesaw or yo-yoing. So remember, you're at the front. Go ahead and come back and move behind me. That was good. Kente did good. Took a drink of water and slid to the back. Morning, Brent. Or afternoon, I should say. Pete's got a great solution to people who ride out the front in these things. If they continue to do it after being warned, he'll create a Tinder profile for them and send it to their partners.
I like it.
I think you need to go full spectrum on it. Create all the profiles on all the different dating apps. Alright, so what you probably just saw there was that slight little rise created some havoc. Why? Because we all tend to push a lot harder on it for no apparent reason. So let's regroup. So like I said, our group that's way up the road is already going to start being our group that we're chasing, so we don't even need to worry about sending a break up the road first. And this is going to be a game of numbers too. So we are going to take our group and go faster and hold them. I'm going to hold them at 2.0, and we're going to see how fast we can bring them back. But remember, they have, I don't know, 4 or 5 people up there, 6 people. So it is going to be a little more challenging to bring them back. because they're going to get a bigger drafting effect from having those 6 people. Slight rise again, same thing. Everyone's got to watch your power, watch the shifting. Very good. Very good. So I like what I'm seeing. I'm liking our tight little group. If you can see on the stream, you get to see we have a pretty good bunch effect here. You know, we're more or less hourglass shaped in our figure for our small little peloton here. All right, about 4 minutes and change left here, and then we're gonna start. All right, so Freitas middle group, Valenzuela, Jay the Fox, need all you guys to ease up and hold it at 1.5. This is the favorite part. The first 10 minutes that's where we're herding cats. Yes, bad pun, I know. Telling Jay Fox this isn't a Fox and Hound ride, but he gets mocked because he's up the road. All right, so what we're going to do at the 10-minute marker, we're going to accelerate. So just 3 minutes from now, we're going to accelerate up to a 2.5, and we're going to ride together at 2.5. If you're very comfortable at 2.5, come to the front and do a small turn of work. If you're not very comfortable at 2.5, just sit in the group. Try and stay tight. I recommend using view 3 for this. View 3 will tell you exactly where you are and won't get you confused with the other 30 bald dudes on the same bike wearing the same kit.
Hey now.
So view 3 will give you that better understanding of where exactly you are and how tight to the wheel you are. Let me type that up. All right, so 90 more seconds, then we're gonna pick it up to a 2.5. All right, we just had an ODZ ride through us. All right, we're getting a much bigger group now. I love to see that. Got a few more people came back. Bouvier with us. So Jimmy the Fox, or Jenny the Fox, depending on what they are, or Jaime the Fox. But I'm guessing it's not Jaime.
Jaime.
Guess it's not
It's
Jaime.
Jaime.
That's an Irish flag.
It's Jaime.
It's Jaime. All right. Well, he's now Jaime. Jaime. That's his mocking name. Jaime the Fox. Okay, so we are going to start chasing here in 22 seconds. All right, 2.5 now. 2.5, not 3, 2.5. Go to the front if you feel comfortable. If you do not have to do any work. This is where we practice staying in it. Thanks, Pete. Pete loves the concept of this. You just have to stay in it. That's what we're focused on. So the smartest riders are almost never at the front. If you watch how races unfold, in real life and on Zwift, the smartest riders are kind of hidden for a long time, and all of a sudden they just emerge at the front, sprint, boom, win. That's how it goes. So you don't necessarily have to be the strongest rider. You just have to be the smartest rider. So if you're only comfortable at a 2.8 and we're pushing 2.5, or excuse me, you're not comfortable with anything above 2.8, just sit in, make others do their work for you, which is exactly what we're doing now. You have stronger riders who are willing to do the work for you. Let's not ride over the top of each other. If you're at 2.5 on the front, if you ride 2.5 in their wheel, you will come up over them. So you don't need to accelerate to a 3 or a 3.5. All right, so we just schwacked a lead of 13 seconds. All right, let's ease to 1.5. Very good. So we pulled back 15 seconds right away.
Say when.
Well, first I gotta slow these clowns down. Slow at the front. Okay, so I'm gonna have you set. I want you to just go, put in a surge to get away, and then just start riding at 2.5 once you've got about 5 to 10 second gap.
Okay, say when.
Yep, go at 13. Go.
Going.
All right. So right now, just think of this. If you've been watching the tour, Pete says he's hit 4 curbs, 2 truck close calls, 2 little old ladies stuck under the car. Those are points, Pete. Those are points. Well, I'm betting we'll have a few follow him. Curtis.
2.5?
Yeah, settle at 2.5. So what you're going to look at right here, this is the way I want you to think of it. Thanks for joining, Pete. See you later. He's going to be here next week, he says. The idea is that
Bye, Pete.
we have set the leaders, we've set and let a breakaway go. Now we want to pull it back, you know. So we slowed down. We said, okay, now it's time to bring them back to the group, bring them back home. Now we're going to start our chase. But we got a long time. Do we need to sprint after him? No, we don't. So let's just pull him back at a tempo that works for us. Let me tighten this up real quick and we'll start chasing. What's your time gap, Seth?
Looking like 14 at this point.
Okay, 2.5 at the front,
16 on you.
folks. Alrighty. Good, so let's try and tighten it up. I know, Brent, Discord would be, if everyone was on Discord, it would be so much easier. Brent says it should be mandatory. So what we're already seeing, if you look up ahead of us, we got a small gap opened up with a slight change in the terrain. We close that down. We now have a bunch. It's a bunch chasing set. That means it's aerodynamically to our benefit. I don't have a time yet to you. I'm not far enough up, Seth. What are we at now?
19.
All right, so it's stabilized, right?
$18.
Just stay in the group, bunched up. That's what we have to do to pull this kind of attack back. You know, there's really no reason to try and hammer this because we're getting him back with relatively little work. You know, sure, people at the front might be having to work a little bit. And if you allow gaps to open up, yeah, you're gonna have to work a little bit to close those gaps.
Front's at 15, back's at 17.
All right, so again, stabilized, starting to fall with really a lot less work than Seth had to do to get away. And we got all day. Well, we have 43 more minutes, but in theory, we have all day for this. To pull back 15 seconds, because that's really nothing in the grand scheme of things. So now, we've decided that we want to bring this back a little bit faster. So we are going to move up to 3.0. So we've already seen we can chase him down slowly, but we can bring him back riding the same speed as him just because we're a group. Now watch what happens when we pick it up.
Front's at 10, back's at 12.
Let's go to 3.0. Again, we're going to see this very short, very quick. It's going to pull right back. Don't worry, we're going to do this again over a longer period and a much harder attack where we control and chase. And that's what we're going to be working on. Control and chase.
6 and 8.
Wow, big drop already. And we are a little more strung out, but that's okay.
4 and 6. Down 3 and 5. 3 and 4.
He's back to 2.5.
And I show you joined.
All right. How many people just came over the top of you, Seth?
About half dozen.
Okay, so it's
8.
not bad. It's not bad. All right, let's ease to 1.5. Let everyone recover. We had a couple people that have to catch back on. All right, who we have in the back? Moran, you on the back? You're on the back. You want me to come back and get you, or are you good? If you're typing something in Discord, I can't hear you. Who else is back there? Vinal, are you up with us, or are you off the back?
I am with you guys. I can
Thanks.
go back and pull up if you want me to.
No, that's no worries. That's no worries. We're good. I think we just lost Valenzuela somehow. I'm not sure how that happened. All right, let's just keep it easy at the front still. Easy at the front. All right, a few people are trying to rejoin us, so let's not hammer them off, folks. I got Morin coming back to me. We got Curtis slowing down. Alright, got Jay Morin's almost on me, so he should be good. He's got 7 seconds. Let's keep it easy still at the front. We got a couple people pushing 2s, mid 2s. Morin's pushing 3s to get back onto us. Alright, he's on me. All right, looking good. I think we're coming back together nicely. All right, Ellis is coming back on, and Curtis, you guys will make it back on, no problem. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, yeah, team moves, don't worry about it. As long as you're in the group, it's the people at the front that are pushing high 2s that are the problem. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to send people up the road and we're going to have them attack, right? Just like Seth did. But I'm going to have them attack as a real attack, so that's why I'll have Chris do this one, a real hard attack. And I want you to get 30 seconds of really hard effort, Chris, like you learned in the attack class. And then I want you to drop back to a 2.5. We as our group are going to figure out how we're going to control you, and then we're going to chase you down. Okay? But I want you to vary your speed actually between 2 and 3 once you hear that we've got you stabilized. All right? Because that's what's going to help us maintain what we're doing. Because nobody holds the same pace the whole time. Nobody does that.
Got it.
Second, there's a change. So the idea is we're going to keep Chris at less than 45 seconds, but not closer than 20 seconds. Okay, Chris, go ahead. You rolling?
Yep.
All right. Very nice. All right, you should be just about settling into your pace. What do you have us as a gap for us?
12.
Okay.
Those might be chasers, though.
All right, let me move up to the front. All right, let's go to 2.0 at the front. Just give me time hacks to what you see back in our group.
15.
Okay, so again, look, Chris is still he's moving up the road. We've got this under control. We're doing a nice even 2. We're not giving him too much time. All right, what do you got now?
18.
Yeah, so again, look folks, we're just barely doing any work. We're holding 2 to 2.5, somewhat under that, and he's not getting away from us. Now this is gonna be a bit longer effort, I understand that, but we're just showing that our little group working together can keep him under control.
$20.
So let's give him some more rope. Why? Because we can pull 20 seconds back pretty easy. We already showed that. We already showed that pretty easy. Let's get him out to 30 seconds or so. But you have to be very careful when you're doing this, because if you don't pay attention to what they're doing, what can happen?
Oh, he'll open it. We won't.
Yeah, 20 seconds can go to 2 minutes really quick. And 2 minutes is very hard to get back. You know, unless you're going way faster or you have 100 kilometers. Neither of which is the case today. What do you got for a gap,
Not
Chris?
interested neither.
What's our gap yet, Chris?
22.
Woo! See, Chris is working to pull 2 more seconds away from us. We're not doing anything. So we're going to shut him down at the 30-minute mark. Then we'll move up to a 2.5. Chris, keep trying to get away from us. Do a little surge if you have to.
Yeah, Chris, surge.
We're rooting for you, Chris. Go.
No, we're not. We're just setting you up for failure, but that's okay. All right, so it looks good. Popping up over the group. You can see everyone's still bunching up nicely. That's what I like. I'm gonna make my way up the group. All right, let's move it up to 2.5. Wow, just that small little surge that we did there. I think people started a little ahead. We already pulled back Chris to 11 seconds. That is not surging, Chris.
Oh, it's so hard.
So you can see riding on your own is much more difficult than riding with your pack. Because the pack will always be able to go faster than you, provided you're just not a lot stronger than they are. And provided they're working together and it's not just one dude with a pack on his back chasing you down. All right, ease out to 1.5.
Here's how tired I am. That dude stopped in the road back there, made me jump.
All right, so I'm gonna be your rabbit. You guys are gonna have to control me, all right? Everyone's gonna ride easy still right now. Still nice and easy. You guys have to control me. You can let me get out to 40 seconds, but if I get 40 seconds, you gotta start chasing. You guys also need to communicate, so type out what you need to or work it through Discord. But you guys are gonna have to chase me. I'm not gonna push 4.0. I'll cap it at 3.0. But I'm gonna actively try and get time from you guys to make you work on controlling. And if you can just control me at 20 seconds or 30 seconds, you never actually have to chase me. So you get to do a lot less work.
Yeah, can we back it up to 1.5?
Yeah. What do you need, Agby? All right, about 30 more seconds. It will behoove you guys to stay together. The bigger the group, the better. And the tighter. All right. All right, let's get some of the folks on the back. Top Middlebrooks, come on with me. All right, I'm gonna start making my move now that Middlebrooks is catching on. All right.
Going now?
I am going. I just got past. I will settle at 10 seconds. Fucking Hayasaki, why are you coming after me? Middlebrook.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah, he's only 8 seconds ahead. You get back.
Those guys don't listen.
You really need to be on Discord.
Yes, they do. All right. I'm now settling into a 3.0. So you guys can do whatever you need to do to just maintain a good leash. All right, I'm about 10 seconds up on, 7 seconds up on the front of the pack. Still working to get my brake established. All right, now I'm established at 10 seconds. All right, so those of you at the front of the chase group, remember, you can give me some slack. Your death point is 40 seconds. So make me work. Give me those 40 seconds, but slowly dole them out. Make me earn it. Because look, I'm picking up to 3.5 periodically, and I'm only at 18 right now. So good, you're letting Valenzuela and Bouvier do work for you. I do like, so we got 25 seconds to the main part of the group. Valenzuela's off the front, chasing on his own. in what we call no man's land. Let him hang himself too, and then you guys close him down when you want to. So let's keep that communication in the group going. I'll give you time hacks. You can't see them, but I want you guys to start communicating. All right, good job, everybody. It looks like you guys are holding a fairly tight group. I'd like to see that. I'm pushing out my lead to almost 30 seconds. Now remember, your goal is to keep me from getting to 40. You're not necessarily chasing me to keep me under 40, but you're controlling me. So maybe you want to ride a 2.5 because I'm riding a 3. That's going to make me earn time a lot harder, a lot slower. And you might pull some time back. And if you pull some time back, I won't hit my 40, and you don't have to chase until I tell you to chase. So you're just making me ride by myself, burning energy at a greater rate than you guys are.
What do you got on the front of the group, time-wise?
I've got 25 seconds on Hutchinson, Bouvier, you, Graham, I got 25 seconds on. So you're good. You guys own me right now. I mean, I'm not away. I'm not going anywhere. So you have 15 seconds to play with. But don't just give it to me right away. You know, you don't want to back down to a 1.5 and give it away, because then you got to chase. And the idea when you have someone whom you can control is you want to let them spend that time out front. You want to let them burn that energy. So you bring them back when you want them back. Because then when you want them back, they're tired. They're not going to attack. They're definitely not going to have much of a sprint left. So you can catch them back and then try to drop them. So Hutchinson has picked up the pace. He's on his own, but Bouvier, Graham, I got you guys still at 22. You pulled back some time. Very good. I like what I see. No need to sprint. No need to sprint. Keep that 2.5, 2 or 3 going. Take turns in the group. All right, very good work, folks.
Front little group has been about 20, so.
Yep, you guys have me at about 20, so you can keep me there.
Down
Your chase is easy.
now.
Yep. And if you notice, what's most of the group doing? Significantly less than what I'm doing. You know, you guys are going up above it a little bit, but then you're coming right back down when you're off the front. So that's exactly the point of this, is you're able to chase me, do less work, control me, keep the gap close enough that you can shut it down right away, and yet you're going to be fresh. All right, I'm gonna make you work now though, sorry. Keep your group together. All right, guys, I'm gonna make you work a little bit here. But shoot, look at that. You got 2 people working in your group. I'm doing double the pace almost, and I only gained 8 seconds. Ah. Look at that, you guys really held a 3.0, and I got almost nothing. Went from 17 to 25. Okay, shut me down.
I start working back.
.5 cap at the front of the group. Want to keep the group tight. Keep the group very tight. You go back to it. Oh, it won't let, there it goes. All right, I'm looking at you guys now, I'm watching. All right, James, I'm watching you. Looking good. Where's Graham? There's Graham. Oh, no heart rate for Graham.
Heart rate for Graham right now is at like maybe 120.
Oh, you're not even working. All right, you guys got to reel it in. You pull back a couple seconds. Very good job. Although I was going above 3.0 because I couldn't see what I was doing while I was watching you guys. So one of the things where you guys are chasing, one of the things I understand on Zwift, a lot of times what I see is when someone attacks, the group just blows up immediately, strung all across the road. Whereas if you group up in these groups of 8 or 10, as long as that person's not just absolutely destroying you, you can chase them down. Not right away, but you will. As long as you can keep the group tempo high, not the individual tempo, you'll be much more consistent in pulling that rider back than if you're just chasing down as a bunch of individuals. Because you notice as I'm doing this, my tempo goes up and down, up and down. You guys have 8 or 10, 12 people chasing. You can keep the group tempo high because somebody is always going to be at that front, the higher edge. Moving to the front, constant moving to the front. Whereas when you're chasing individually, or a group of 2 or 3, your tempo is going to fluctuate up and down.
I tried to pull her forward, but she kept dropping off a while
Yeah,
ago.
she's having some power issues, I think. All right, you guys, now pulling back. Look, I took my eyes off the screen for a minute. We went from 22 to 6. Just boom, gone. All right, well, I'm gonna make you work the last 5 seconds, sorry. I'm not giving up. I've been out front way too long just to give it up. Wow, Graham puts a big surge in and toes the group back to me. Very nice catch. All right, ease it up. All right, we're gonna spin out the legs and try to stay together as a group. I'm gonna give you guys a recap here in a second. I'm gonna type out something to the crew here. All right, make sure you get your cool down in here. So I want to recap what we did today. What we focused on was chasing, but we switched it up a little bit from what we've normally been doing. Remember, when you're chasing, it's much easier to chase as a group. And when you're chasing, there's 2 parts to the chase. Oh, thanks, Agby. Two parts to the chase. The chase is the chase when you actually want to shut the person down, and the control. Remember, we talked to control is a lot of times if I can just leave someone dangle out there, they're going to burn a lot more energy. Maybe I want, thanks Brent, you have a good night too. Maybe I want someone to dangle because I want to burn their energy off. Maybe I want them there because I don't want to encourage other attacks. I want people to go, they're really not letting anyone go, I'm not going to attack. But I don't want them so far ahead. I don't want them so far ahead that the rider thinks that they have a chance. I just want them suffering. I want them thinking that they have a chance just enough to keep working, but not a realistic chance. Like that, maybe if everybody in the group behind me stops to pee at the same time, I can get away. So that's what we're talking about, control. You are letting that person have as much time as you want. You're not making them, you're not letting them dictate the pace. You're dictating the pace. Thanks, Curtis, for the plug for Discord. And then when you decide to chase, and when I mean chase, you decide to shut down that attack, that breakaway, you just pick up the pace a little bit because you have it under control, and all of a sudden, you shrink that gap to nothing, and you own it. It's over when you want it to be over. It's not over because he crossed the finish line. It's not over because you caught him too soon, and now you have to worry about more attacks. You have to worry about keeping the pace really high to control it. You have to worry about where you're team leader is, or if you're a solo rider in a race where you are. So there's all of those things you want to consider. Obviously, if you're a solo rider, not on a team in a real live race, it's very difficult to do that, same as on Zwift. But you have the chat function here. You have Discord. You can work together. I will tell you that in most races, when you see multiple ODZ guys in the group, if you see the multiple ODZ jerseys, I will almost guarantee you we're talking. We are dictating the terms of the race because we're communicating. We're letting certain people go. We're pulling people back. We're putting certain people on the front. We're dictating a certain tempo. We're doing just like you do in real team tactics because we want to control the race. We don't want to let the race be controlled and have to react. Unfortunately, it depends on who shows up for the race or how much you can control it. Sometimes it's just a slugfest. But that's just the basics of what we were trying to do today. So you guys, anybody have any questions on the chase, the two parts of the chase, the control and the actual shutting down of the move?
Not really. It just would have been a lot easier if the chase pack could communicate on a separate channel or something like that.
Yeah, you can, and we do that when we do split team races and things like that. But on this one, it wouldn't have mattered to me if I would have heard you because I was holding what I was trying to hold. The problem is not everyone's on Discord, and on Discord you can get a lot more out of it, and the communication's a lot easier.
Yeah, let me rephrase that. It would have been helpful if all the chase pack was on Discord.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, Zwift keeps promising some kind of audio chat capability, but it hasn't materialized. So we're stuck with Discord, which I love. It's just not everybody's on it.
Understand. Hey, just want to say thanks. It was my first ride out on ODZ. Really enjoyed it and learned a lot.
Oh, thank you, and we'll be back next week. The following week I'll be gone, but we will definitely be here next week. All right, so if you're interested in other ODZ rides, so I got you on here. There are other things going on this week. We have the Thursday Night Throwdown going on tomorrow. Let me put this up on the screen. And we have the In the Feed Zone on Friday, as well as the Ebb, which is the Ebb is an easy ride in the morning. I believe it's 8:15 Eastern time. And they do have a 1K really hard section at the end. The In the Feed Zone is Jason Flores, usually does about 15 to 30 minute presentation on some aspect of nutrition and for racing and training. On the Thursday Night Throwdown that I mentioned, that's tomorrow night at, I want to say, 8:15 or 8 o'clock p.m. No, 9 o'clock Eastern. 9 o'clock Eastern. And that's just a straight up race. Saturday we will have a cat and mouse, so if you want to do races that are based on your category, cat and mouse, if you haven't done them, is a lot of fun. You start with your group, you work together as a group to stay away from the chase packs behind you. And sometimes it gets pretty hairy. Sometimes the mice get away, like last time. I think the mice have an advantage again this week, as both Seth and I will be pulling for the C group. And then on Sunday we have the OD's entry that'll be going on. It's pretty much goes all morning long. People jump in and jump out, different ride leaders, riding at 2.5, 3.0, or 3.5 for either 100 kilometers or 100 miles, depending on what you want to do. A lot of fun, good group. They get going pretty quick at that effort because they draft really tight. And it's a great way to practice your drafting, even if you don't want to do 100 kilometers. You can get on and do 25, 30, 40 minutes, or you can go on and do 4 hours. It's up to you.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I checked out the ODZ calendar online, so I saw all the rides. It's just that some of the rides are so ungodly early in the morning for me. So.
Where are you located, James?
Oh, I'm just in the central time zone, the U.S., but I get up at 5 and leave for work at 5:45, so there's not much morning time.
No, I got you. Once the winter rolls around, I'll probably try and do a couple more things in the evening in the winter. I'm just going to have to look at what my work schedule is at that point. I finally have mostly a full staff, so at that point I should be able to get away a little bit earlier in the evenings and do some work. Or do some work. Should leave work to come in and do some ODZ rides in the evening.
Cool, look forward to that. Again, appreciate your time today, man.
No worries, brother. We'll see you next week, and that's going to be it for Skills and Drills, folks. Have yourselves a great
Thanks,
rest
Ian.
of the week. Yep, no worries, Vance.
Thanks, Coach. Later.
See you, Seth. I'll talk to you later.